Friends, hello and welcome back. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely day. The Stanley Cup Finals are finally amongst us here. Vegas got to that big lead against Dallas. Started to relinquish that lead a little bit. Thought about a little Boston Celtics possibility action, or maybe Dallas bounced back, got into the game 7. Didn't happen. Vegas just too much to handle. Vegas a really good hockey team. They're going to go up against a Florida Panthers team that is as hot as any team in the league. There's 2 teams left. I know. Good call. But, you know, if there was possibly more. Just saying. Florida's been flaming hot. A 4-game sweep of Carolina, led by netminder Sergei Bobrovsky. We've been riding this tale since the end of that Boston series. We said, hey, Boston, if there's one team that's played Florida or Boston really well this season, it's Florida. It's like, if there's one team that can beat Florida or Boston, we're saying it's Florida. What I did not expect out of that, though, was for Sergei Bobrovsky to play like a Vezina-winning Sergei Bobrovsky those last couple games. He started to find his groove. He started to play better. And we said, guess what? This guy gets hot. Bobrovsky is that kind of goalie that will carry your team to a Stanley Cup. He will carry your team to the promised land, and he has been doing that at his best. Don't get me wrong. Florida's been playing some great defense in front of him. There's been some great offense in front of him, but boy, has Bobrovsky been lights out. And again, I just can't say it before, I said it again, I just can't see this team losing with Sergei Bobrovsky playing the way he is. I mean, you got those stellar guys. You got Barkov, Tkachuk. I think you got those gritty playoff style players on your team. But then you're going to go up against Vegas, who once again remains arguably the deepest team in the playoffs. A seasoned veteran playoff team, if you will, at this point, are these Vegas Golden Knights. A lot of guys that have been here, and they've been here a lot. And they're not afraid of the bright moment by any stretch of the imagination. If there's one thing you say going to the Stanley Cup playoff or finals, it's saying, hey, Vegas has been here. They've done that. This isn't their first rodeo. Florida, they got a lot of players that are a little bit green to all of this. But we're at the Stanley Cup finals at this point. I think that's something you talk about maybe in the first round, maybe in the second round. But I don't think you do in the finals. Again, the depth, you can't fight against this Vegas team either. It's going 7, I think. I think this is a 7-game series. I think this is a series where Vegas jumps ahead early. I mean, we know how important it is where teams get all these days off. Florida had, what they had? They had about 4 or 5 days, probably 5 or 6, somewhere around there. They're gonna end up having off due to sweeping the Carolina Hurricanes. Meanwhile, Vegas has still been playing. It is obviously it's nice to get the breather. It's nice to get those days off. But there's also that concern always when you have a longer stretch of days off of a little bit of rust, and you worry about that and say, hey, I feel like there's a chance you say Vegas might. Well, they probably will. They'll probably take full advantage of that if it does happen. You might see Vegas jump ahead of that 1-0 series lead. I still do think though, if we're playing predictor here, I still think. I can't bet against Bobrovsky. I can't bet against how good Tkachuk's been playing. How good we've seen this Florida Panthers team in general playing. And I think they're a hot team right now. And you don't bet against the hot team, in my opinion. I think Florida's going to win this one. We'll see what EA thinks. I'm saying Florida in 7. We've been riding Florida. I tell you what, we've been riding Florida since the first round. And we can't jump off the bandwagon now. I mean, come on. We can't, but now Bob's got. I want to see it. I want to see, as a Blue Jacket fan, I'd love to see Bobrovsky go out there and get himself a Stanley Cup. You know, he brought a lot of success to this team. See if we can bring a little bit to Florida. You know, make it worth that contract, because it's been a struggle, to say the very least, for this guy in Florida. Here we go. Period number 1 is apparently 20 minutes and 14 seconds. Oh, okay, interesting. We got to go, though, on Adin Hill. Florida going to jump ahead to the 1-0 lead, but Eichel and Stone going to get on the board in the second period. Vegas jumps ahead 2-1. Bobrovsky let a couple in the second. We'll see if he can find his mojo here in the third. Right now, it has been all Adin Hill clamping down the Florida Panthers. A shot from the point from Forsling. Nothing doing there. Couple of them. Montour's going to put one up there. You're going to have to get a little bit more quality shots there, I think, if you're the Florida Panthers. But that's Vegas. They play some good defense. They keep you shooting out wide, and they don't allow those good scoring opportunities. We've seen a couple there late, big saves, but there it is. I mean, as we saw, as guess EA felt just like we did. I was like, you know what, Florida's gonna fall down 1-0 early. A whole lot of goals in this one. Lundberg, Lundell, Barkov for the Panthers. Roy and Stevenson for the Vegas Golden Knights. We're gonna get a Reinhardt Ekblad goal. Carrier getting in there. Some of everything in this one. The big names not being those, and that's what you kind of want to see. You want to see those third and fourth line guys, those gritty players edge out those goals. It makes a difference in the playoffs. Here we go. Riley Smith with a goal on Sergei Bobrovsky. Vegas going to need one more goal. They got 4 minutes to do it, or Florida's going to have this series tied all up at 1 apiece. It is not going to happen. Vegas is going to win this, or Vegas is going to lose this game, we should say. We're going to head to game number 3. Vegas, Florida. Here we go. What you got? Florida 2-0 early. Duclair, Forsling on Hill. Vegas going to bounce back. Pietrangelo, Eichel on Bobrovsky. Your big names making big plays for Vegas, getting them back into this game. Much needed there. Power play for Florida. Vegas with a big penalty kill. Didn't get much of anything on that power play. 1 shot from the point there, Florida. So Vegas really starting to clamp things down here after that high-scoring first period. Empty-handed once again is Florida. And I tell you what, Aiden Hill's playing spectacular. He's got 1, 2, about 6 shots right there in the middle of the ice. Vegas going to tie it, though. We're going to go to overtime. Vegas says Kosar is going to put him in, put the one in the back of the net. We're going to go to an overtime. Thrilling overtime. Big momentum shift potentially here. Winner out of this one. Overtime series tied 1 apiece. Vegas with the power play. Vegas is going to get all of 1 shot on that power play. Bobrovsky says easy money right there. Could have been a difficult one. Power play again for Vegas. Florida's been struggling. Since the start of that third period, they came up empty-handed twice on the power play. Vegas had a couple of their own there, so a little momentum there for Florida. Potentially, as this game may head to a second overtime period. Late in the period. Florida gonna drop one in, a stall from way up top. Vegas gonna fall behind 2-1 in this series, and Florida, they're feeling pretty good about themselves there. They fall down 1-0 in the series. You win 2 straight. You win 1 in overtime. Momentum Florida right now. Barkov and McNabb with the Genos in period 1, and Florida drops 3 more in a second. Forsling is having himself a Conn Smythe type of series right now. Here we go. Period 3. Florida again up 2 goals. They're going to allow another one, much like last game, to Vegas. And they're going to let them get right back in this one. 1-goal game here. Florida's got to try to lock things down here. Keep the guys fresh if you can. There's the little insurance goal. Declare. Little wraparound action there, it looks like. Gotta save those, I think. Could have been difficult, though. Goalie could have been flying. You never know what's going on. We can't see. 6-3. There's another one. Florida's going to win this one. Florida's going to jump ahead 3-1 in the series. And they have a chance to shut the door on the Vegas Golden Knights in Game 5 and win the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Nuttin' after 1. Time to clamp down. If you're the Vegas Golden Knights, that is not clamping down. Duclair with another goal. It is 2-0. Florida. Power play comes up empty-handed. Vegas with a power play. Big chance there to get back in this one. Empty-handed. It has been all Vegas in this period. And Sergei Bobrovsky has been standing on his head. Florida puts one in the back of the net after the efforts of Sergei Bobrovsky. There's Tkachuk. We ain't heard from him too much this series. He's holding it down now, doing what he can do to help this team win, I can imagine. Here we go. 8 minutes left. Vegas, it's not looking good. Probably already talking about pulling that goaltender with 5 minutes left. It's a 3-goal. That's a lot of goals. And they can't even get a shot on net. Florida, insurance. Florida looking to win the Stanley Cup. Your big players coming up big when you need it there. Matthew Tkachuk, 2 of them in the third period. Florida is going to win the Stanley Cup in 5 games, according to EA here. Hey, EA agrees with us. I like it. Duclair dropped 10 points in 5 games. You talk about the guy that had a great series. Forsling had 5 at the 8 of it. He slowed down there later. But Duclair, 10 points. Good for him. Barkov 7+2. Not too shabby there as well. Best player there was Stevenson. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points for Vegas. Take a look at how the goaltenders played out here. Bobrovsky 9-12, Aiden Hill 880. Clearly, the goaltenders making a difference. Surprising to see the goaltending play like that. EA typically loves swapping the goalies out when you see him struggle. We've seen Vegas bring in Quick for a couple games. Surprisingly, didn't see him make an appearance here though. Nonetheless, love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.